Holy crap, man, I know you had your kid's piano recital this weekend, but boy did you miss a lot. So here's everything you missed. Where to even start, man? Corey Bojorquez was showing he's the top dog in this league in the Browns versus Steelers games with 2 punts inside the 10, a humongous 61-yarder that found its way 3 deep into the end zone, and he even locked away the game on this beautiful punt inside the 5. Also a narrative to watch is young kicker Katie York missed his second extra point this year. Johnny Hecker had a Johnny Hecker game, hitting a bunch of bombs and a couple inside the 20, 4 to be exact, and becoming a huge part of the Panthers' win over the Saints. Cam Johnson won a perfect 5 for 5 inside the 20 for the Texans, rounding out another fantastic game from the man down under. Unfortunately, this wasn't enough to knock off the Bears, as a costly turnover to keep the game tied gave Santos the go-ahead field goal to end the game. The Chiefs showed us the importance of making field goals with 2 costly misses for 4 points, as they end up losing by a very painful 3 points. Outside of that, the punting game, this game was nothing short of orgasmic, with Townsend and Hack going back and forth with beautiful punts and sending fireworks in every direction. Hawk also hit a beautiful punt to force a turnover early in the game, giving them a crucial touchdown. As the season is progressing though, Townsend is pulling away with his lead as being the best punter with the league, with a 55-yard average and a 49-yard net, which if he somehow manages to keep it even close to that level will break multiple records by multiple yards. For the Bills-Dolphins game, butt punt, butt punt, butt punt, butt punt, butt punt. Also, Morstead is still a unit of a punter, averaging 54 yards per punt and massacring the kicking game. Greg Joseph missed 2 field goals against the Lions, but both were from 56 yards. And while missing one of them isn't that bad, I would imagine they'd expect you to at least make 50% from that range. Ryan Wright continues to impress, putting up a 52-yard average. A lackluster shellacking of the Patriots shows Stout putting up another decent performance, but from where he was in preseason, he's quickly falling down the pole of the best rookie punter, as a 23-yard pooch punt Louis Ball shows his bag of trick punts might not be as deep as Sam Cook's, and they should just let him stick to hitting his very impressive spiral. But Tucker missed another extra point in an otherwise perfect game for the kickers. The Bengals played the Jets, and if that doesn't kill your mood, I don't know what will. Anyway, McPherson missed another field goal, continuing to show a 2-year streak of early season lull, as the early season pressure is simply not high enough for him to be bothered to make all of his kicks. Anyway, Stonehouse did something fantastic, averaging 60 freaking yards a punt after mashing a 70-yarder to complement a 60-plus and a 50-plus yarder, getting the full house of stats for the game. AJ Cole also had this beautiful punt kept inside the 2-yard line by his gunner crew, bringing our counter up once again. Aaron Sipos is treading dangerously close to the hot seat, as he could have had a perfect game with 6 for 6 inside the 20, but he puts 2 in the end zone. Tress Way also had an amazing day, as he continues to be a staple in the league with 8 punts for a 52-yard average. But yeah, 8 punts tells you what you need to know. They got smacked. J.K. Scott and Logan Cook didn't get a ton of time on the field, but from what they gave us, it was decent. Cook only got 1 punt, meaning he's no longer the star of the offense, but I guess that's good news for Jaguars fans. There was a blocked punt in the Rams-Cardinals game, which was our only source of action in an otherwise boring game, as the Cardinals keep around Andy Lee for what I can imagine is his last year. Falcons and Seahawks exchanged a lot of field goals, as the kickers collectively went 5 for 5, and Pinion and Dixon had a subtle but awesome game, as Pinion's lone punt went for 70-plus yards, and Dixon pinned him inside the 20 twice and inside the 10 with this nice little you punt from Dixon that he just rolled on the ground. O'Donnell and Camarda had their backs and forth, but O'Donnell ultimately came out on top with a 48.4-yard average, as 5 out of his 7 stayed inside the 20. Camarda's punts weren't without their merits, as he climbs the ranks of the rookie class and the NFL as a whole. Now, the 49ers versus Broncos was a masterclass of its own, with a whopping 17 punts and both punters putting on an absolute show of how to get it done. But this gets its own video, so check that out when it comes out. And this week ends with the Cowboys and Giants collectively going 75% on field goals. Anger and the Scottish Hammer both had decent enough days. So wow, a lot of good punts this week, so I'm glad I was able to come in and catch you up on it. But as always, man, I hope you're having a good one, and I'll see you next week if you miss anything else.